everyone. We are the Geek Patrol, and our microphones don't have a stun setting. Today, we're joining you from Alan Gilbreth's backyard, where we're helping him to winterize his Halloween cactus maze. And apparently, it was a big success, Alan. I see a lot of blood stains, blood trails.
You know,
it did its job.
I just love it.
I think this is 2 weeks in a row of Allen locations.
Yeah. Well, it's, we're coming out of Halloween, and even after the fact, we have a little decompression to do.
No,
so.
I love the fact that everybody just kind of got the point of the maze.
Okay, but okay. Nobody ever criticized my dad jokes, and anyway, and naturally, Brandon has nothing to say. So
I
just
really
moving
don't.
along.
Well, that's all right. He'll take a stab at it in a little bit.
Nature, the best acupuncturist.
Okay. Anyway, welcome to.
Why do I put up with any of you people? Everybody knows I'm the money.
Okay, welcome to Geek Tank Radio, everybody. I'm Joe Thorderson here with my friends Brandon Olmsted and Alan Gilbreth and our buddy Max over there behind the glass. And we've got another guest to introduce momentarily, but it's getting, Brandon's a little spiky this morning, isn't he? So, all right, what is that, about 8 dad jokes?
Yeah, we fit in at least 3 more.
I think you're bordering on grandpa jokes at this point, Joe.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and introduce our guest because he's going to be weighing in on all of the topics we're discussing today, including a secret project he's working on, and it's our good buddy, filmmaker Josh Mason.
How's it going, guys?
Hey,
What's up?
man. Filmmaker and convention organizer, I should say.
That's right. I'm just a jack of all trades, a marketing director, a podcast producer. I do a little bit of everything. So
You just didn't have enough pain in your life.
That's right.
He does now.
Oh yeah. If you're new to Geek Tank Radio, Josh is. Well, I mean, we've known him for years. He's been with the Memphis Comic and Fantasy Convention since 2012. He got so hooked on convention life that he created his own convention.
That's right.
So.
It's all Joe's fault. 100%
You are
Joe's fault.
so dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. I'd agree with that. Yeah.
So,
But
yeah.
we're all there.
But, it still had a great time, man.
That's right. 100%.
Awesome convention.
Always a fun time.
Yeah, so Covington Comic Con, which that's August, so he gets a little breather, but it's not going to be long before plans.
Yeah, it'll be coming back
work.
again next year. We're already talking about locations and things like that. So yep, it'll be back next August.
I really did like the location you had this year. I think my only complaint about it was, once again, having to park, like 3 or 4 blocks down to walk in.
Right. No, that was the complaint everybody, I think, had this year, and we are fixing that. We're addressing it.
It was a great con.
Yeah, oh yeah, everybody seemed to have a good time with it.
Yeah, and of course, Josh is intimately involved with the Memphis Comic and Fantasy Convention, which is coming up November 18th through 20th. So we'll
I don't
we'll
think
be
I've ever
doing
heard of that one.
updates. Yeah, new event. No, we're going to talk about that. And also, I know that Josh is interested in this topic. It looks like HBO has the machete out, and they're chopping things left and right. Isn't that
As long
right?
as they don't get rid of Game of Thrones, that's all I ask.
Okay, well, we'll see. I mean, they're not. Okay.
I don't think they'll get rid of it, but the way that Zaslav is, cutting left and right, it may be a shoestring budget for season 2.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Well, now this relates to HBO, and we love listener interaction. We want you to join us on Geek Tank Radio's Facebook page, and you can always send us messages that way. And we had a listener question, Brandon, and they go to the top of the pile. So let's
Right.
Mark Stabe had a question, and this seems like right in your wheelhouse,
Yeah,
Brandon.
first of all, Mark, I would like to apologize if Joe did butcher your name, but, Facebook doesn't give us a pronunciation.
Good point. So.
Mark asked us, regarding the new direction with James Gunn and all that for the DCU. Are we going to see Darkseid, Superman, Zack Snyder's Justice League? What happened to that? Well, I'm going to go ahead and give you the best answer I have for it. We don't know what's going on as far as all that just yet. The way Cavill has talked about, a more enjoyable and joyous Superman, I would say that we're not going to get that because Snyder was kind of setting up for Superman to be the villain.
Wait, are you talking about the end of the 4-hour Snyder cut?
Well, I mean,
it was leaving it open
and
for
the
Darkseid,
and
right?
the flashback in the Justice League version.
Right.
That's the only way I know how to differentiate them. But we don't know because at the end of Flash, which is still coming, it's supposed to set up the new direction of the main DCU, which, they have dropped the E from the DCEU. It is now just the DCU. So until we see Flash, we don't know what direction we're going in. But you're definitely going to see more of Cavill's Superman. From what I understand, the contract he has sets him up for 3 more movies. Whether they're full features or just cameos, we know at least one of them is I guess honorary sequel, I guess is the right way to say, for Man of Steel. It's not a direct sequel to it.
Wasn't the first one 2013?
2013.
Yeah.
Or 15?
Yeah,
No, 13.
It was 2013.
So
yeah.
what? 10 years later, you're doing a sequel. I mean,
Yeah.
at this
Okay.
point, just I don't know. I mean,
Well, he's talking like I think Henry Cavill said something about that. This is supposed to be the more hopeful Superman,
Yeah,
whereas Man of Steel was more dark and
Right.
gritty. This is supposed to be like a return to his roots, where he's
Right,
more
well-
like the.
well, they
This
demolished
is
Metropolis too, yeah.
this is going to be the Superman that people expected to see, not the Superman we got.
Okay.
Yeah, it was kind of where I was
Yeah.
kind of pointing my finger at, going, Superman. You know, we go all the way back to.
Oh no, we don't have time for the Wayback Machine. This is Happy Chat.
No. This is Happy Chat real quick. You know, Superman wasn't always in the dark and creepy. Superman was always kind of the, you know, dun dun dun, and Superman's here and
Right.
things are going to go well.
Well, I mean, even still with the Man of Steel is as much of a dramatic role in, you know, how emo it was. Still never really got to the dark and creepy. That's Brightburn, and that is definitely an Allen movie.
Brightburn is awesome.
Yeah,
Brightburn
Yeah.
is very good. Yeah.
My
That
only
one got a little dark, a little quick.
it's a minor point, but you know, a lot of it takes place with the Daily Planet, and is a big newspaper going to even be believable in 5 years? Because I mean, let's face it, they're going out of business,
Well, I
right?
mean,
like
but-
newspapers aren't a thing anymore.
No, but even in the comics, you know, the paper is the Daily Planet's a digital paper.
I
now.
want
mean,
okay, because I haven't read it in
it's,
a long
you know,
time, so I feel like it has to be.
Yeah, I mean, people aren't going to believe that, you know, there are people making buku bucks writing articles for a print newspaper.
It's like in Spider-Man, they updated the Daily Bugle to be like a podcast.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah. So okay, but wait, did we give an answer? Basically, Mark, we don't know.
Right now, we have to wait and see. The end of the Flash movie will give us a view to where we're headed next.
Okay, Brandon, but you know,
Yeah.
people listen to Geek Tank for some opinion. What's your opinion? Are we going to see anything?
I don't think we are.
Okay, they're just going to write it off.
Even with Hamada being gone, and he's the one who was the big proponent against Zack Snyder, I don't think you're going to get a whole lot in the Snyderverse.
Okay, well, Mark, that's our opinion. Okay, because and Brandon's the most in tune with this stuff, so I think
I'm a
I
big
trust
nerd.
his judgment. So, all right, well, hey, guys, very interesting, and Mark, thanks for getting in touch, man. Let's see, Josh, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, you've got apparently a new film project, and it's a call to action, right?
Yeah, it's exciting stuff, man.
All right, so we're going to put it out there next on Geek Tank Radio. And welcome back to Geek Tank Radio. I'm Joe Thorderson here with my friends Brandon Olmsted and Alan Gilbreth and our buddy Max behind the glass and our old pal Josh Mason, filmmaker, convention organizer, good friend to the Memphis Comic and Fantasy Convention. And apparently, Josh, you've got a film project cooking. And so you are you recruiting, or is this just to let people know what the project is? Or
A little bit of both. So we haven't publicly announced what the film exactly is, but it is another fan film. So a lot of people know I'm well known for my fan films based on popular video game franchises and things like that. We did a Tomb Raider one a couple years ago that got a ton of views on YouTube, and ended up even getting recognized by Square Enix, which at the time was the publisher of the video game. So that was a big deal.
You follow the Weird Al Yankovic business model, right?
That's right. Yes. Yeah. Take something successful someone else has done and just
piggyback,
leech off of it. Yeah.
Play with it.
Yeah, that's right. So we're doing a different fan film based on a different video game franchise, and we're going to be filming it all this month. Matter of fact, our first day of shooting is tomorrow, so I'm going to be busy all day today gearing up for that. But we are also going to be filming a scene of it at the Memphis Comic and Fantasy Convention. And if anybody wants to find out what the movie is, if they show up, they can come be an extra in the film. And it'll be very obvious what movie it is that we're filming, because once they see the actors in costume, you're going to know what movie we're filming.
Yeah, you're going to hear the video game music the minute you take a look at it.
Yeah, 100%. So that's another incentive to come out to the Memphis Comic and Fantasy Convention, which not that you need another reason, because you should be coming anyway, but if you come and you buy a pass, one of the perks on that Saturday is that you guys have been nice enough to let us steal one of the ballrooms away and use it to shoot a scene of the movie. So you can come out, be an extra in that, and it'll be a fun time.
So what if they're in costume? What if they're not in costume?
Doesn't matter.
Taking any
the more colorful, the better. So, we'll take anybody and everybody as long as they come out to the convention.
Well, we ought to at least give a time frame.
Okay,
so when do we do this?
Well, if they want to be involved, they need to be at the convention before 6 o'clock, because at 6 p.m. that's when we hand over the Noble Ballroom to Josh for his endeavors.
Wait, are you talking what day?
Saturday.
Well, we need to say it. It's Saturday, November 19th. I mean, these are important to, there's Friday, there's Saturday, there's Sunday.
Who's going to be at the convention before 6 o'clock on Friday?
Well, I don't know, man. So, but, okay. And we're giving him free reign. Oh, boy.
No, I wouldn't say it's free reign, because, he doesn't get to set anything up. He's got to use what I got.
Don't worry, guys. I want to make sure that we completely destroy the room and make it unusable. So no worries.
Well,
I expect
it's
nothing
like,
less.
See, here's the thing. I hope you're bringing your brother then, because it's like
that's right. I always have a lawyer by my side.
You might need the kicking lawyer, because I've seen the guns on these esports kids. They got super thumbs. They might take you out.
Well, that's what I'm more concerned
because they're
about.
The ones who are going to have the room after you.
Yeah.
So
the real question is the room going to be usable by the time I get in there, or is it already going to be destroyed?
Well, the thing that's happening before you is the cosplay contest.
Exactly.
Oh, no, it's trash.
It's trash by then. It's too late. Yeah.
No.
So you will look like a real movie set.
Our amazing cosplay organizer, Jessie Gaston, doesn't let them destroy the room.
That's true.
She keeps.
She does rule with an iron fist. Yeah. Yes.
But we know Josh likes. He's a big fan of Michael Bay. So
I love the explosions. Oh man, that was what I was looking forward to the most.
I told you we can do that out in the parking lot.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fair.
Right next to Joe's truck.
Okay, we'll use Joe's truck. We'll blow it up.
Now, Josh, we're putting you to work. We always get our pound of flesh out of you at the convention. What other things are you going to be up to? If people see you at the convention.
Brandon has got me. You messaged me yesterday, I believe it was. Right. Got a whole list of panels and things that I'll get to take part in with him, and so I'm always looking forward to that. Any panels I can be on.
What's fun about these is that these are 3 back-to-back panels on Friday night, and they definitely run the gamut from rants to positivity.
That's right. It's a wide spectrum. That's why I laughed when you sent me the list, because the first one was about reasons that we may not enjoy certain directions, certain fandoms have gone.
Knowing how you feel about the Last
Jedi, exactly. So I'm going to go on my rant on that.
The first panel that we have him on is called "It's Not Your Movie."
Yeah,
it's about franchise missteps versus fandom entitlement.
Mm-hmm.
And how it's like, just because you don't like it, you can complain about it all day, but don't. Tell us what should have happened.
I get to go on my Last Jedi rant, and then the ones that follow that are about positivity within.
We follow that up with Not All Heroes Wear Capes, where we talk about how positivity helped to lift up geek culture into the mainstream. But every time you turn around, there's a new gatekeeper. There's new toxicity that's trying to tear everything back down. And then we are going to finish it up with a town hall style meeting where we're going to invite you to come out and talk about how fandom communities have affected you both positively and negatively.
Yeah. Hey, can I say something?
Yeah.
Because and Alan, you've seen this. It's easy for people if they're not familiar with conventions, or I even know people that have gone to conventions for years and they just don't go to panels for whatever reason. Right. I would strongly encourage you to start going to panels. It's at its best. It's like being at a cocktail party talking about whatever, Star Trek. It can be like a town hall.
To me, it's half the reason to even go to the conventions for the panels.
It's a lot of fun, and especially if you get a really good moderator and you get a really strong discussion going, that hour goes by in no time. And it's usually you learn something, and you actually might make some new friends. It's just panels are underrated sometimes, I think.
Well, it is the centerpiece of the convention, but they're in rooms, so sometimes they're a little out of sight, out of mind. So it does take a little bit of effort on the convention goer's part to be aware that they're there.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm such an egotistical individual, and I need you to hear my voice. I always schedule my panels after the dealer room is closed.
Oh, there you go. Well, I was going to say, and then a lot of times, there's always those stories that come out of the convention. And a lot of times, I would say 80% of the stories come out of some panel that got out of control, or just, somebody said something.
I think some of my most fun experiences I've had at the conventions over the years, especially MCFC, was at panels.
Oh, yeah.
Especially the late night ones.
Yeah, panels are great, man. So Josh is going to be hosting a few. And we always say Josh brings a good energy. Even if you hate something, you're not gonna. It's not going to turn into a food fight. You're
No,
gonna just,
no, it's
know,
not.
Get your snark in. And,
yeah, there's no negativity. There's always, these
Yeah.
conventions are always like a big positive, fun. They're almost like a family reunion every year in a way, 'cause you see some of the same friends and people, and so yeah, to me, there's no reason for negativity at a convention. It's just always fun and positivity.
I will say you need to rock your Covington Comic Con shirt. So those who come to NCFC
we know
that
he's
don't
going to
know,
be bringing that.
Oh
so,
yeah,
we'll
100%,
learn.
Yeah.
Okay, so go to memphiscfc.com, get your tickets. Go to Memphis Comic and Fantasy Convention's Facebook page and do that. But we're going to take a quick break, you guys. But we're going to continue to talk about that, and then we got to talk about HBO-Max, I guess, chopping some heads off. And welcome back to Geek Tank Radio. I'm Joe Thorderson here with my friends Brandon Olmsted and Alan Gilbreth and our buddy Max behind the glass and our pal Josh Mason, filmmaker, convention organizer, and just all around good guy. You know, he's sort of a utility
really got
man.
him fooled.
Only on Tuesdays. Only on Tuesdays.
And we got a little drinking game going. As we said, when we get closer to the Memphis Comic and Fantasy Convention, the quality of my segues, they weren't all that great anyway, but they go down the toilet. I mean,
I keep telling Joe, all right, you're still using that pound of flesh reference continually.
it's probably not even politically correct, is it, Mac? I better just, whatever. So
You're on a Fox affiliate. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Anyway, so but guys, so the Memphis Comic and Fantasy Convention is literally right around the corner. If I love these emails that I get these days, Brandon.
I think
hey guys, do you have any vendor booths left? No, we don't. We have a waiting list.
No,
hey guys,
I think my favorite one was just, what time are you? The other day, and I was just like, I didn't know what the guy meant. I was like, what is it? Because we get questions
vague
like that.
Messages. Yeah.
We get questions that are very vague, and it's like,
I'm having deja vu right now about these things.
I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off at the moment, and it's like all I can think is like, I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
the other one we had was, where are you?
Yeah.
And I was like, Memphis.
Well, I'm in my bathroom right now. Are you?
I was very much. Yeah. Joe was on Facebook. He was in the bathroom.
Right. Anyway, let's update people because we are always getting new listeners and as we've experienced, there's people that have lived in Memphis for 30 years and they've never heard of a convention. I mean, some people it goes under their radar, and we're on all these new platforms, so we should let people know.
It's true. It's true.
So
we take for granted the fact that we have knowledge of all the different conventions that are going on, and there are folks out there that just because they're not in certain circles at a time miss out on amazing venues, amazing events, and it's all because of the fact that they just weren't getting the connections they needed.
Yeah, so we're at the Memphis Marriott East, and most conventions are in in their convention space. I don't know what it is, but hotels, and in particular the Memphis Marriott East, there's always this energy that I don't know if it has to do with you get people from around the country that are staying there. It's always a fun energy.
It's such an amazing energy that Joe can never get their name right.
Yeah.
It's the Marriott Memphis East, but we're right there where Poplar splits
at 240. Yeah. So, but so some of the things that you're going to want to know about, which are a little different from last year, these are all improvements. Okay, we didn't have Lego we didn't have our Lego lounge or our Lego lane during COVID. Because how do you sanitize all those?
We were just coming off of a lot of strict restrictions,
right?
For COVID, and now we are able to sanitize and have Legos out there.
So we've got all of our Lego activities,
back.
The Lego Derby, the Lego blind build. There's all sorts of. So go to Lego Lane, and it's not just for kids.
Right?
Everybody
it's
part.
If you're between panels, or if you were just like, all right, I got to sit down and relax for a minute. Go to the build table. Let your creativity fly.
And it's in a nice little area that's very comfortable and kind of a little quieter. So,
it's a little off the beaten path. The loudest thing that you might have is we've got A.G. Howard down the hall from you.
Actually, that will be pretty loud. So okay,
he's an amazing effects artist, but sometimes he gets the air
Yeah, we love you,
air
AG,
gun out.
But,
It's
That's right.
I'm still trying to figure out why he needs a power sander.
Yeah.
But
That's for my movies. That's why.
That's for the horns.
And okay, so we also have a new partnership we're very excited about. The University of Memphis esports team is taking over the video game room. There's going to be lots of monitors. You can go in there and just play video games casually. However, you can also jump in on the video game tournaments that are going on Friday and Saturday. The culmination, Brandon, you gave him the ballroom for
I
the
did.
big
I gave
finale.
him. I gave him the ballroom for the finale because I want you guys to come check this out. I want everybody to watch this tournament finale because the guys over at the U of M esports team, they're super hyped guys. They're excited about doing this, and we need to make sure that we support them because it's time for the U of M esports team to go
to
full
the
on
next
national.
level. Yeah, that's what they're trying to do.
It's time for rivalries.
Yeah.
The esport world is much huger than anything you think it is.
Yeah.
And it is shockingly entertaining to watch somebody else dominate or get dominated on a video game.
The funniest part to me is listening to the play-by-play for video games because they're going to be doing that too. I'm like, it's hilarious.
It's a fun watch. It's fun to be involved.
Yeah,
it's a rowdy crowd, man. I mean, it's like late 70s wrestling.
Oh, they get into it
really
every bit
this.
as much as big sports people, sports fans do.
And here's the great thing about it. Because esports are global, the last esports championships, it dwarfed the Super Bowl by leaps and bounds.
Yep. Now, I want to say something else because we got a lot to there's too much to share here on the show, so you definitely want to go to our Facebook page, Memphis Comic and Fantasy Convention, and go to our website. You can Google it, but you can also go to memphiscfc.com. Josh, you've experienced this. The first time you walk into a vendor room at the Memphis Comic and Fantasy Convention, I bet you smiled.
Oh, big time. Yeah, it's
exciting.
I've seen people whose jaws drop when they walk in the first time, especially if you're a geek like me, because it's just an assault on the senses. You're overwhelmed by all the awesomeness.
Is a geek with too much money in his pocket?
Exactly, 100%. Yeah.
The vendor area, I don't know anybody, even my wife, who's not into, she likes, there is just one-of-a-kind items. A lot of it is made by hand, or there's collectibles like Mr. Roberts got that are, it's just great stuff.
That's one of the great things about going into the vendor room at a convention is you will find that mass market item that you've been searching for and can't find in your Walmarts, Targets, or whatever.
Right.
But you'll also turn around and there's a crystal, keychain that has your favorite anime character as a charm.
Yeah. Or
it's just it runs the gamut. There's so much there, and honestly, a lot of it's super affordable.
I mean, that's the thing. You can get original artwork. One of my favorite things to this day is getting an original piece of art from a professional comic book artist, especially if you get yourself drawn as a unique character. If you want to have yourself drawn as the guy that from Monty Python that had all his arms cut off and everything like that, whatever floats your boat.
I still think we need to get Joe done up as the Black Knight and then just use that as the logo for his woodworking business.
But the energy and the thing is, folks, it's family friendly, but it's also just you meet the most interesting people at a convention, and it's some of the friendliest people you're ever going to see, and you're going to be addicted. We promise you, if you're on the fence, just go to the convention, and I guarantee you're going to be back next year. It's a lot of fun. So go to Memphis Comic and Fantasy Convention's Facebook page and go to memphiscfc.com. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. And welcome back to Geek Tank Radio. I'm Joe Thorderson here with my friends Brandon Olmsted and Alan Gilbreth and our buddy Max behind the glass, and Josh Mason, filmmaker, convention organizer, friend of ours, and he's going to be very active at the Memphis Comic and Fantasy Convention when he's not doing panels or when he's not in his booth promoting the Covington Comic Con and Mason Studios.
Filming a cosplay music video.
Or filming the music video, or filming the Piranha Room, or doing whatever. You're also going to be filming your own,
same for
project.
a movie. Yes, I'll be. You guys will have me very, very busy.
It's hush hush, but and if it goes really well, we're hoping that you'll be able to sell it to HBO.
That's right. That's always the plan. Well, HBO,
because they're
Netflix.
buying right now, right, right, Brandon?
All right, that would be no.
First of all, let's take a step back.
Okay.
HBO's not the problem.
Okay.
Warner Brothers Discovery is the problem.
Okay. It's funny, these days when I think of HBO, I only think of Warner Brothers.
Right. Well, you think HBO-Max.
Yeah.
But Alan, as you know, we've been talking about off the air, HBO themselves just axed something that was very prominent on their channel.
Well, I'm a big fan of the old original Westworld.
Right.
Something about Richard Benjamin having to run from Yul Brynner just was very entertaining.
Oh, you're talking about the cowboy?
The robot thing, the
steampunky,
human
right.
robots, and they had Rome World and Westworld, but Westworld is where everything went crazy. And so HBO about 3 years ago brought back Westworld and brought it back with all of the duality, because you had the fantasy world above with all of this craziness going on there, but then they had the behind the scenes world.
Yeah.
Where
science.
it was the science, and then even better than that, they had the corporate intrigue that went with a big successful project.
Yeah.
Now, year number 2 kind of blended it up a little bit because they tried to make it global. Year number 3, I think it's just kind of became a mess. But as HBO has entered, we're going to call it a financial cycle, apparently there are a number of shows that are probably not going to be back.
Okay. Yeah, I guess these days, if you have a bad season, you're gone, right?
Well,
I mean, is that
no, that's the thing, though, is if there's enough of an interest, even if you have a bad season, there's a chance at getting that next season, which could boost you right back into the stratosphere.
Okay.
And Westworld has run for 4 seasons, or it's starting its 4th season.
Rolling in.
And they've said this is the final season.
Right.
Now, most of the actors are on a 5-year contract.
Oh,
They're not
interesting.
The thing is, they aren't going to, feel they're not going to hurt from this because they're getting paid for season 5 even without it going into production.
Okay.
So, the cast members are being taken care of. The crew, not so much.
Yeah, I'm sure
But,
a lot of
you know,
people fall through the cracks with that.
But
So.
it's becoming more and more obvious that the only reason that David Zaslav and Discovery have done what they've done with Warner Brothers is they're supposed to be setting this up for a new, bare bones, streamlined company that they can sell off by 2025.
Really? Is that what's going on?
That's what it's looking like. That's the rumor, because he is cutting things. One of the biggest proponents, one of the biggest reasons to get HBO-Max, was the various day and date movies during COVID.
Well, I only got it because of Dune.
But that's when people found out that if you need to do something around the house, there was so much on HBO Max for kids.
Yes.
That's true.
Elmo had a late night show. It's like these are the kind of things. And he has effectively cut, slashed, and destroyed any and every child or teen-based program. There's no more. The ones that are on there right now, like Sesame Street, they're cutting seasons from there left and right. You don't know what's going to still be there in a couple of years. But they've gotten rid of they turned their back on the new sequel series to Batman the Animated Series.
Right. Yeah.
They said no, we don't want that.
But that's not in the garbage. Somebody's going to buy it.
Well, I would hope so.
gonna
I think
be very
Cartoon
cool.
Network needs to jump on it, but Cartoon Network even has its Warner Brothers connection, so their money may be held up once again. So this show may never go into production without the right licensing.
Can I ask you something? And this is I hope this is falling in line with the discussion.
Yeah.
You sort of dropped I didn't realize that it looks like they're streamlining it so they can maybe sell the company. Okay, well, with that in mind, is it impossible to think that some of this stuff could wind up on Disney Plus?
No.
Even DC properties.
No, that's one of the things people have been, again,
I don't like that notion, though.
These are like deep end of Reddit rumor discussions that are going on. So it's one way or the other. But one of the things that they floated during their first big shareholder call was licensing IP out to other people.
Wow. Okay.
But at the same time, with their earnings this past quarter, he wants more Superman. He wants more Batman. He wants more Harry Potter. I don't know if he seems to realize that that's a story that's been wrapped up, because he doesn't consider Fantastic Beasts to be a part of that. If it doesn't have Harry Potter in it, he doesn't want it.
Yeah.
Which is why we aren't hearing anything about a 4th Fantastic Beast. There are other reasons too, but we're not going to get into those because we try to stay
those
positive.
movies
on
are not very good.
They're not very good.
Well, the real kicker here is, there's some contenders that are kind of coming out of the backfield here.
Yeah.
Netflix was the original 800-pound gorilla.
Yeah.
They haven't gone away.
Nope. In fact, they earned more in this past quarter than they projected, which
kind of
was not expected on any front after their last quarter.
Paramount's not doing too bad, and there's a few others that are coming. You know, there are a few other people making inroads. So the rumor may have some grounds in at least other people's financials.
Well, we know there's going to be transitions.
The biggest worry that I'm seeing amongst fandom folks, though, is the idea that DC properties may get broken up.
Yeah.
The way that you would, they broke up the Marvel properties early on. And
there was Sony, Marvel, and
Sony
Disney
still
Marvel.
has a hold of theirs. If they decide we're not going to play with you with Spider-Man tomorrow, then Disney loses Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I
don't know, man.
But the thing that if you look at the way that they've been structuring the DCU and the DC Studio stuff, it has been the Trinity is basically considered one property, and then there's the rest of it.
Yeah. Okay, well.
So hopefully if you get Batman, you're getting Superman and Wonder Woman too.
And a lot of these decisions, it's just always about money. It's never, it's not, the creative part is down at the bottom of the rung.
And they got rid of a lot of their creative behind the scenes people at Warner in the last set of layoffs, and there's another set coming next week.
Yeah. Well, gosh, here again, the show.
I didn't want to get negative, guys.
But hey, Josh, real quick, how do people follow Josh Mason?
So you just follow Mason Studios on YouTube. You can go on there and see some of our previous fan films and kind of see the stuff that we do. And then there's Mason Studios on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We're on everything.
Okay, and he'll be if you miss him, just go to the Memphis Comic and Fantasy Convention. You'll see him. Memphis Comic and Fantasy Convention coming up November 18th through 20th. Get your tickets now at memphiscfc.com. Got the plug in.